C.O.W. family! Well, I'm so glad to be back with you. I missed you last month for the monthly vision video update. I was with my parents in Florida. It was glorious. Got to see my father on Father's Day. All those things, but happy to be back with you. Let me remind you what the purpose of this video, and my name's Josh, and I usually am the one sharing it. This video is talking about all the whys behind the whats at the Christian Life Center. What we mean by that is there's always lots of stuff happening. So the what's happenings at the Christian Life Center, and what we don't want to get lost in all the movement, all the things, is why those things are happening. And so today I want to tell you about a couple different things that are happening behind the scenes, but not just the things that are happening behind the scenes. I want you to know why those things are happening. So in this episode, you'll hear about three things: the Elder Nominating Committee, our plans for the return of C.O.W, that's Connect on Wednesdays in person starting September 8th, and the relaunch of some community groups here at the CLC starting in the beginning of October. So this month I'm going to tell you about the Elder Nominating Committee, what that means for you and what we need from you and why we're doing that. Then we'll also give you some high-level updates on what's going on with C.O.W. And then next month I'll tell you even more about Connect on Wednesday, and then I'll give you some high-level updates about community groups. And then in September I'll give you even more details about those things. But in order for you to be able to really know what's going on with those things, I need you to become aware of a new page on our website. So you can join me, but I'm about to show you on the screen some things that I'd like for you to be able to access on our website. So as a reminder, our website domain name, the way that you access it is CLC, the letters, family.church. So if you were to go to clcfamily.church, this is what you would see. Let me get that. There it is. You see clcfamily.church right there. You can get all sorts of information about our online services, drive-in services, Summer of Wow, see pictures, all those things, learn about our staff, all that different stuff. And all of it's kind of in one of four categories: the About Us category, the Connect category, and the Everything Else category. And then on Sundays, you can just join to watch live or join one of our social media pages and contribute, share your thoughts, join our CLC family message board. But what I want you to look at tonight with us, or today, depending on when you're watching this, is go to the About Us page. And the first thing I want you to kind of look at right this second is I want you to be aware of this bottom. You see where it says nominate, right? So I want you to be able to click on that sometime this week. And then you will be able to actually come in here and actually make some recommendations for our Elder Nominating Committee. See, all you got to do is you'll click here. It'll pull up a Google form, and you will get to nominate up to 3 different people at our church. You can give you the first, second, and third answers if you see those there. So I would ask you to do that. Now, you're probably wondering, well, why in the world would I do that? Good question. Let me show you something else. Instead of just a nominate page, what I want to actually send you to is our resources page. So if you go to resource pages, this is a really neat page that we've recently created that allows us to share with you all of our mission, vision, values, beliefs, our leadership structure, actually our org chart for how our staff is organized, and it's also a page that I drop some information on fairly regularly. Like, how do you pray? Well, or how do you hear God's voice? What role does the Holy Spirit play? And then you can even see some other things like the history of our church. You can click on that access file, and you can pull up a book that was written in 1876 to highlight the 150th year of our church history. So if you're interested in our church history, I've been sharing it from our stage at times, that would be the place to get that. So you can do one of two things. You can either go to clcfamily.church, click on About Us, click on Resources, or you can just go to clcfamily.church/resources. But what I want to actually call your attention to first, and I'll be back here in a little while, is the CLC leadership structure. So if you were to look at our structure on this page, it tells you all about the different beliefs that we have, our mission statement, and then even how our church is organized in its leadership from the different teams that we have. You see here the Board of Elders, the Nominating Committee, the Directional Leadership Team, the Personnel Team, the Deacons, and the Congregation. You can read all about those. But what I want to highlight to you right now is very specific to the Elder Nominating Committee. So, and all this is still about the elders themselves. You read all about it and all the different pastors And now here is the nominating committee information. So the way that our church is organized, we would say we're staff-led, meaning we have part-time and full-time staff that are leading in the mission and vision every single day at our church. So we're staff-led, but we're elder-governed. So the elder board is ensuring that we stay on mission and vision. It ensures that we make wise stewardship decisions with our resources. It ensures that our staff stays on target and on course and operates in a biblical manner. So elders are very, very important. For now 295 years, our church has operated with a plurality of elders, meaning multiple elders leading our church by governing our church. And every single year, what happens is we actually add 3 new elders as 3 elders rotate off. So we have 3 classes of elders at all times because they serve on 3-year terms. So we have elders rotating off, and we need to add 3 more elders. And if you would read this, you would see that the way by which we get elders is actually through nominating an elder nominating committee. So when I'm asking now that you would make some nominations for the elder nominating committee, it's just really important that you understand that you're not nominating a new elder. You're nominating people who you believe that are in our church that are filled with wisdom and the Holy Spirit and discernment to be able to help us identify who the next elder should be. So the way that it works is once a year we host a business meeting where we invite the church to make those nominations. That business meeting will be this Sunday, July 25th, at the close of our worship service. So you can be in person, you can be on the parking lot, and you can be online. We'll call the meeting to order at the very end. It'll take just less than a few minutes, probably 5 minutes at most, where we'll ask you to consider and nominate elders, again, filled with Holy Spirit, filled with wisdom and discernment. So you would then either write on the bulletin those names, or you could go to the elder nominating form online. And if you go, well, I'd like to do that, but I'm not going to be here, that's great. And all you got to do is go click on nominate and go ahead and fill this in ahead of time. So what will happen is through those nominations, we'll put together the nominating committee. The nominating committee, as it tells you in this document, the the CLC leadership structure, the nominating committee consists of the outgoing elders. So we have 3 elders on that. And then 4 people from our church congregation. So if you would be so inclined to participate in the life of our church by nominating elders, that would be great. You can do it this Sunday, or you can do it right now. You can actually pause this video, or you can go and come back to it and just go to clcfamily.church/nominate. Again, every year we add 3 new elders. The way by which that happens is you nominate an elder nominating committee. Outgoing elders and the elder nominating committee get together, and they come up with a slate of elders. And what will happen in the beginning of August is we will present that slate to you all. We'll present 3 new elders. We'll ask you to vote on them, and then we will affirm them, pray for them, maybe ordain them, depending on whether or not they've been elders before, to begin a new elder class. They will participate in the elder onboarding process in August and be full-fledged, ready to go elders for our September session meeting. So, got any questions about that? Feel free to email me, Josh at clcfamily.church, text us 610-869-2140. But if you would not mind nominating either in person this Sunday or right now, that would be glorious. Thanks for your participation in that. So that's what's going on with the Elder Nominating Committee. Wanted you to be aware. And so, as you can see, really, really exciting stuff going on with the Nominating Committee. Really, really neat things happening at our church. And that's why I want to talk to you about 2 other components, not just our organizational structure. How do we ensure that we keep our church focused on its mission and vision and try to please God, operate in the scriptures based on the governing principles that we have based on the scriptures. And so would you join us in that? But one of the things that is happening, as you're probably aware, right now, even as I'm talking, there's lots of renovations going on downstairs in the Big Yellow Mug, which is coming really, really close to completion. Perhaps you'll be able to see what it will start to look like as you come in this Sunday. I imagine many of the plastic sheeting going around the Big Yellow Mug will be removed for the Sunday. It won't be ready completely, but you'll get to see that. So I have that going on. And here's what's really, really awesome. Each and every week, we are seeing lots of new people come to our church for the first time, or maybe many of you have just started to re-engage after kind of this 18-month complications with COVID and the complications of the world and our church and all those things, and you're starting to either come back, or many of you are starting to come for the first time, every single week we're having new families participate in the life of our church. And what we tell you a lot around here is we want to make it simple for you to connect to Jesus and one another. So we're always thinking about how do we remove the obstacles so that you can take the next right steps in connecting to Jesus and one another. And the big part of that is that Jesus actually Paul used the word one another a lot in the scriptures, meaning there's something about our relationship with one another. So we tell you a lot. We want to get you out of the rows that's at the church, or out of your couches, and into circles, right? Into community. And so we're working on two different things in the background right now to make that happen. In fact, for the last several months, the staff has been meeting to talk specifically about what we believe is the simplest on-ramp for new folks and the re-engagement of folks who haven't been here for a while, and a really good way for all of us to feel like a church family. Because if we are a family, there's two things that families do together. They eat together and they share chores, right? And so one of the things that you'll hear me talk a lot about next month, but wanted you to be aware of this month, is we are in the process of putting together everything that's necessary for us to have COW again. That's, if you're brand new to us, COW is our Connect on Wednesday. So on Sundays we say, hey, one of the simple next option is for you just to show back up here on a Wednesday. We will start eating at 5:30. Classes start at 6:30, and there are options and opportunities from babies through every age bracket. We also will be hosting Celebrate Recovery, in-person here, student ministry, middle school ministry, high school ministry. All those things will all happen from 6:30 to 8 as in kind of the class time, 5:30 to 6:20 for dinner time. And dinner will be back here starting on September 8th, I believe. That's the Wednesday after Labor Day. But what I want you to know about is that's coming. I need you to be praying. And hear this, so crazy. In order for us to do COW well, there is a requirement that we have 40 plus volunteers each and every week. Did you hear me say that we're a family, and as a family, one of the things that we do is we eat together? Well, that takes some work. But the other thing is families have chores. And so what I would ask you to start thinking about is whether or not you could help in kids ministry, student ministry, middle school ministry, high school ministry, with food, teaching a class, participate in serving the folks that Celebrate Recovery, helping with all sorts of different options. Would you consider maybe serving once a month or more with COW, Connect on Wednesdays? And so now would be the time to think about it. You will hear us talk more about that in the coming weeks throughout the month of August, of ways that you can jump in and serve. So we've been working on the background, trying to figure out how to make this happen and do it well and do it appropriate and do it in light of, COVID and viruses and all those things. And we think we have a really great plan, but we can't do it without you. So that will be coming on in August. And the main reason is because we think we should be a church family, and we want to make it simple for all of us to take the next right steps to get to know each other over a meal, in classes, all those things. So coming up next month, you'll hear more about it. And then the launch of that will be September 8th. So throughout the month of August, what you'll hear a lot about is the plan for COW and how you can participate, right? That will be the month of August, and multiple things next month. In this vision video, I'll tell you how you can really, really, really participate and why you should. So that's August. Then in September, what you'll hear us talk about a lot is creating bandwidth for small groups, or what we're calling community groups, because the goal of the group is actually for you to have community where you can be cared for and have a sense of belonging and support, right? And so, while we think COW is really, really important for the life of our church family to connect and serve together and get to know one another, what we certainly hope happens is that you would have the courage to actually be even more known in community, right? So lots of people showing up, and we want to say, hey, we know that you're looking for this, and we hear you, and we're working really hard to make that happen. First on ramp will be in September for COW, but then what will happen throughout the month of September, we'll every single week after Labor Day, so the 3 Sundays in September, each week you'll hear a little bit about community groups and why you should join and what the needs are. The reality is, the way by which we help 500-600 people connect in community is by creating more and better small groups, right? And so more and better community groups. So we're going to challenge you and ask you to pray about not only to be a part of the church family with COW, but would you consider leading or hosting a community group in your home, at our church, at someone else's house, whatever that is, and want you really, really to consider that. And through the month of September, after every single Sunday church service, you'll be able to stay around in the sanctuary and meet our community group team ask questions, be trained on small group leadership, community group leadership, all those things. So that will be in the month of September. So let's revisit. This week, we are working on the Elder Nominating Committee so that we can put together the right committee to discern who the next 3 elders for our church will be for the next 3 years. That nominating process is open now and will go through July 25th on the Sunday morning service. Then what you'll hear throughout next month is all about Cal and how you can participate, connect on Wednesdays. There will be a Connect Online Wednesday option for those of you who are not quite ready to join back in person or actually not geographically capable of joining us in person. And then throughout the month of September, we'll tell you all about community groups. But some of you are saying, well, I don't really want to wait till September to be known in church, and I would actually like to have community now. And you're telling me that we're going to do September is when the training's going to be, which means that small groups or community groups won't even start until October, right? So the goal there is, why we're doing it that way, is we want to make sure we get a nice big 10, 11 week session before Christmas to kind of get us going with groups, and then we'll relaunch more and those in January of 2022. So yeah, that piece. So that's what we're working on. We want to make sure there's trained leaders and that leaders feel the support of the community group team, and we identify the resources that are necessary to do it well. And so we want to figure out what those obstacles are from you, get those obstacles out of the way to make it simple for you to lead a community group or participate in a community group. But we hear you, and I understand that many of you have been waiting to get in a group for a while, and now as we're kind of re-engaging all in person, trying to figure that out, we're trying really hard to do that. But I would tell you that if you are eager to get started now, you can. One of the things you can do is you can just let us know. You can self-identify. You can text us, 610-869-2140, and just say, hey, I'm interested in joining a group, or I'm interested in leading a group. Or you can email us at groups@clcfamily.church. But what we have put together, and I want to show it to you before we wrap up this vision video, is we have put together a nice little short document on that resources page that would help you if you're ready to go and start a community group now. So let me call your attention back to the website, and we can see how to get so you can see how you can follow along and participate in groups. I'm going to pull it straight back up to the very beginning. I'm not sure what's going on here. Let me do this. We're going to start from the very beginning of scratch. So what you do is you go to CLC Family, everybody joining me, .church. There it is. Now when this pulls up, may take a second, then you would go to About Us, see that? And then you would see the resources page. So you click on the resources page, and here's all the resources. Or you can go to clcfamily.church/resources. And right here at the very end of the resources part, before you get to the history, is there's a document called 8 Steps for Starting a Community Group. You can download that, and you can follow along. So if you're ready to start a group, huddle up some people together and start a group, this would be a really great way. You can learn why community groups matter, and you can actually see the 8 simple steps for you to start a group now. So if you're going, hey, I'd like to create some bandwidth, we'd say you can do it. We can help, right? The Holy Spirit lives and resides in you. So maybe it is absolutely time for you to go and start a community group in your neighborhood, in your workplace, or with friends and family from this church. But you can download this document by clicking on it and follow along. 8 simple steps that you can do to participate in it. Have fun and keep it simple. So I wanted to point that out to you. So that, again, is on the resources page. You should pay attention to it. You should do it. You should participate. We can help. So if you want to wait till September, great. That's awesome. We'll help you walk through it. If you are ready to go now, then that's even greater. Let us know. You can email us, call us, text us, email me personally, and we will do our best to get you the resources necessary to create a group. By the way, as I'm talking about that, let me show you one more thing. If you actually go over here to the Connect part, you'll actually see that Community Groups page. As you click on community groups, it tells you all about them. It gives you an opportunity right here to sign up or to join a community group or lead a community group. You can let us know right here on this page. You can read all the frequently asked questions, and you can see at the bottom of the community group page. So that is on our website. There is a sermon discussion questions for the Better series, and every series moving forward. We will build a set of questions that you can actually talk about after the sermon. So maybe for some of you, the very next right step is just to get a group of people together, decide to stay after at the Big Yellow Mug, and just begin to ask questions about the sermon. So you can show up for church and then stay a little later. So if you look down here, even this week, let me get all the way down to it. We're now in July. This will be July 25th. You'll see that we're going to choose Jesus over fear. And here is some things to discuss. Here's some things to talk about. And here's some application that you all can get together, have a conversation, ask the questions, and pray together. And that in itself is a community group. So don't wait on us. If you're ready to get going, circle up a couple buddies, our family members, our co-workers, and just begin this process. Or you can watch it online and do that. Or you can jump into a Zoom chat, watch it, and then do that lots of different ways. But we would challenge you, if you are ready to go ahead and jump into the life of our church and into small groups. So, 3 things I want you to know about. Cal is coming up. You'll hear all about it in August. A new relaunch of community groups is coming up. You'll hear all about it in September. And right now, what's right in front of us is the opportunity to add 3 new elders. The way that we do that is through an elder nominating team that you get to help nominate. So as you nominate those folks, you can go do that now or do it this Sunday. As always, this is kind of weird, me talking to an empty room through a camera, but we don't want it to be that way. Right? Life is meant to be lived together. Literally, the Bible covers it. I told you already that one another is a huge part of the Bible, huge part of Jesus' mission, that he came to give us life and life to the fullest, and a full life included friends and community living for the sake of the gospel together. So, would you make yourself known? Would you let us know how we can serve you, support you, pray for you? Any of those things, you can leave comments in the chat below, or you can email us. Email me, josh@clcfamily.church. Click on the contact us page, our link on our website. Text us, call us, 610-869-2140. Maybe your next right step is just being known, or maybe your next right step is to start praying about participating in CAL or community groups, or maybe your next right step is just to call a couple friends and say, hey, do you want to join me this week in some discussion starters, questions about the sermon. We love you. We believe that you can walk in the fullness of what God has for you through the Holy Spirit, and we believe our church is here to help you do that. So don't be a stranger. Be well, be safe, and hopefully I'll see you this week at church.